Bros Play!
Alright, welcome back to my new life.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have an announcement to make.
Cannonball! That's where I thought you were going with that.
Oh, I forgot about this other thing too.
I always come to you for the most riveting and updating news stories that there are.
Tune in next time when we...
There's one moment on Family Guy that always got me as a kid when every time Peter heard Meg's name, he would make that sound. And so Chris started...
And the volume.
Yeah, he started shouting it or saying it quietly. And I remember thinking, they must have turned the volume down because you can't make that noise quietly.
No, that
it just doesn't work. It becomes out like, yeah. And then it's louder. It's like a totally different sound.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That is something that I was taught by I Know That Voice, the documentary by John DiMaggio.
Right.
Where he said that you have to project to do the right voice. It's got to come out of your vocal cords at the right volume to get the sound you're after. And you're not going to do it way down here unless you're aiming for that quiet sound. But most of the time, you got to be
consistent.
Most of the time you have to it's difficult to practice something if you're not willing to do the voice loud enough and with enough chest, as they say.
Okay, and just for the record, everyone is going to have to forgive me for this.
Why?
I used to trank the dog, and it just took too long. It screwed up my timing, so down goes the dog.
Oh, the little tiny amount of sparks that come out.
little smoke,
to let you know,
out.
like, this is not well.
It's no bueno. No bueno.
I love this era because they hadn't quite figured out the mix between ragdoll and animation deaths and all that stuff, and then like finding like a nice middle ground. At this point, it was mostly physics based, so people just fucking explode.
Yeah, they flop
like
a lot.
You shoot them in the head, and their head goes down really fast, and the legs come up. It's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah, one of my favorite parts about it is that they like when they got really good at ragdoll, and like you said, hadn't gone to animation yet. There was a lot of really weird lower body joint things where like. For some reason, the lower leg, like the calf, would move really fast because it was smaller than the thigh.
Oh.
So the thigh would have more weight to it, so it wouldn't get tossed around as much.
You're just gonna coin this lady to death?
And why does she keep looking at me? Those are weird. And then this guy's gonna come through the door like, oh no, there's supposed to be a guy there. There is some randomness to this game. So this is the door right here. No matter how much you try. It won't because it wants to come this way.
That's probably just an oopsie doopsie.
Might be.
Didn't even hear it.
Didn't even know. Wow, there you go. There's some ragdoll for you. All right.
Did you mean to not get the microphone?
Ah, the microfilm.
I didn't want to get in your way there, but
no, thank you.
But if you're after that, then
she's not even a target, so it's the only reason to kill her.
She's got the 80s the underwear. In the 80s, everything on the pelvis area was always held up like way above the hips.
Oh.
It was to accent the legs because in the 80s it was all legs.
Interesting. Well, the legs are certainly making a resurgence, and I, for one, support it.
I think right now it's still butt. I think butt is doing quite well.
But are butt and legs not one and the same?
No.
No?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
The ghost kills again.
The ghost with its pistol and bullets.
Some call him Elmer, but his targets call him the ghost. Or really, the targets call him nothing because he's a ghost.
Yes, I am your ghost. I am the ghost of Hitman Past.
That would be perfect. Ghost of Hitman Past, present and future.
The murder of crows.
Crows.
It's all about the crows.
Crows.
Yeah, this one took me a long time because I had this brilliant plan where I was gonna throw an RUAP mine through the guy's window, and it can be done, but it's one of those things where you have to line up so many things, like, okay, make sure my head and the window are aligned, and then I'm on the street here, and it was such a headache, and if you got it wrong, they would see you and shoot you, so come up with a better method.
In A New Life, to this day, the greatest speedrun ever is getting Vinny to come outside and get hit by the FBI cars.
How do you get him to come outside?
You have to throw an RUAP mine in the back alley or something like that. Like, you have to set an explosion off that causes him to run away. And I'm not even certain how the individual got it done, because I've tried it myself and it's not easy. Like, I set a mine off back there and it didn't actually do what I thought it was going to do. So maybe it's like a part of the roof it has to land on or something. But
just the right spot, yeah.
It's pretty funny.
I have noticed it also might be what difficulty you're on, because the AI react differently. So keep that in mind. Like, I've even noticed in this difficulty, like, this cop isn't even gonna. Oh no, he did see her. It depends. Sometimes her body lands far enough outside his sight range. He just can't even see her.
You were doing things I've never even seen before. Like the staircase you took in the last level to the kitchen, I didn't even know that existed. And I've never seen this treehouse before.
Yeah, this little treehouse is a nice spot. Okay, the cops already.
You could have piano.
Oh, no. I hate the one thing. Yeah, this always bothers me in Hitman is that you have to buy fucking engagement rings for your reloads and all of the actions. Oh, damn it.
That would have been so funny if it was an impact grenade.
We're going to do the more important thing here.
What?
Yeah, there we go.
What?
So that's where Mark Purea is.
Oh, that's so cool.
Okay, and so
I love that.
Here,
never knew about that. I knew about the piano.
Yeah, because that's for Angela. So, perfect.
Wow, that was like 5 dudes.
Oh! I didn't even know how many were there.
That was a troop.
Oh my goodness.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at least, just counting the heads.
So just so you're all aware, that was not part of the plan. Oh, man. You suck. Okay, well, I guess I drew some direct gunfire, which unfortunately means I'm gonna have to suit as an officer or else they're gonna know who I am. All right, let's see if this helps.
I like how harder difficulties mean that you can't suit if you get blood on the suit.
Oh, that is pretty cool, actually.
That's wicked. I love that.
The one thing I've found out is you got to get this bird messenger that I'm on my way to.
Mm-hmm.
And I always thought, like, oh, well, I should just suit as the bird messenger and then they'll think I'm one of the bad guys. Turns out that's actually a terrible plan because they find the dead bird man. And they go, oh, well, there's a guy walking around like a bird. And it's not like cops where there's multiple. Like, it's just the one freaking bird, right?
It always bothers me when it's hard to tell as a player what the AI knows. And sometimes it's fun because you're just like, are they going to see me? But it's very annoying when you just like, everyone just like telecommunicates the information.
God damn it.
That you see that little wind up he did with his upper arms to go faster?
Oh, the guy who ran away, you mean?
He's a serious runner. Guy knows how his arms work.
Yeah, he works in the kitchen and he does marathons. That's his shtick.
Well, that's you got to do what you got to do in the interim until you find your dream.
Yeah, I'm just definitely botching this one because I'm pretty sure as a cop I could even walk through the front door, but I haven't tested it, so I don't want to risk it.
That's pretty cool. The stairs are pretty cool, so I like those stairs.
Yeah, those are some beautiful stairs.
Do you know why chef hats are tall and open on the top?
No, that is a good question why they're open.
It's so that rats can sit inside and direct them on how to...
and hold their hair to direct them like some sort of robot.
It's to hold the hair back. I think the open top is probably about temperature because it doesn't need to be on the top of your head. Hair is not exploding up and out of your hat. Oh, wow, that guy took, that is a good police officer.
Oh, that's not a good police officer at all. That's a terrible, terrible police officer.
I love when the first guy's like, it just like gets down to into a combat firing pose and then stops. He's like, oh, that's actually not someone I should shoot. Other dude pulls it out like a fucking gangster and just sideways barrels some random person.
my god. I think the first officer went to take battle stance and then realized, oh no, that's actually, or I need to call this in first. Firing through the crowd.
There's poor people's blood everywhere.
Okay, at least I've got the painkillers this time. Am I going the right way? Yeah, I am.
I can't believe they do that.
They're mowing down this crowd. They're still shooting.
Oh my god.
And they're not hitting me. I'm not getting damaged. So
I really hope that they consider that in the newspaper report. It's just like 47 dead.
police were responsible for approximately 36 of the deaths. Holy crap. Yeah, so this is one of the episodes with quite a bit of randomness because you can take out the first 2 targets instantly like that, and the final target is Raymond, and he picks one of 3 bedrooms. So you ultimately have to check all 3 bedrooms if you pick wrong. So this is me on the 3rd bedroom. He's got to be in here. There's no 2 ways about it.
Well, and this is back when they saved a lot of time on game design by just kind of repeating level elements. Because I have not known what you were doing because it looked like you were going down the same
fire
set
escape
of stairs and stuff. Yeah,
exactly. So that is what's kind of strange about this mission. But
there's just dead bodies on the ground. Oh.
And I definitely broke my rule about not drawing fire from like minute 1.
Yeah, well.
And you know what? That collateral damage, I can't believe I got 5 of them.
Lean killer.
Lean killer, like no fat on them. Damage control. I cost $41,000 worth of my purse to damage.
Slays 12. Yeah, so they pinned those on you.
They must have.
That's how they do it in Nolines.
Yeah, and his wife were killed. Police Chief Wiggum! Police Chief Wiggum!
Yeah, this is a very serious crime.
Yeah,
we will do everything in our power to find the killer.
You know what? I'm thinking about it. Among the others killed were 2 innocent party goers. So I actually don't think they counted any of those plebs. So those plebs are not part of the 12. So 12 was the 3 people I killed, the additional 8, those 2 youngins. Yeah, that all adds up. Like, I'm pretty sure they didn't count the people in the street. They're just like,
right.
Fuck them. They were at Mardi Gras.
But they actually kept that. In the 2016 trilogy, there's enforcers, civilians, and crowds.
No way.
And the crowd AI behaves very differently. You can actually just walk into a crowd and punch every one of them in the face, just like one by one, and they'll just stand still while being all scared, but they won't go anywhere.
What?
Like, they just, like, group up against each other, and they just kind of, like, stare at you.
So they're like a herd.
While you, like, one by one punch every single one of them. It's pretty funny.
Oh, I hope he doesn't punch me next.
The first 13 people made sense, but not me. Ugh!
Yeah, they all had made mistakes, but I'm a good
should have done the sound effect. I could have done, like, but not me. Ugh!
Oh, there you go.
And
now you're
like,
doing it in set design.
What's the sound? Like, the sound of, like...
Okay, I don't actually know who this chick is.
She's the assassin.
Yeah?
She's the assassin in the floor below, I think, where Havalala
Okay, we gotta make
is.
sure this guy doesn't come with us. Dude.
So funny thing about elevator hatch, very common thing in television and movies is people are always getting up into elevator hatches.
Yeah.
In an episode of Archer, they all get stuck in an elevator and they try to get out, and Cyril says you can't actually do that. They're locked from the outside because they don't. It's about service people getting in to rescue you. There's no benefit to having a person wandering around on top of an elevator.
It's just super dangerous.
It doesn't help, right? And then in like the 11th season, they're stuck in an elevator, and they just open the hatch.
Oh.
And I'm like, what? You went out of your way to mention that's not how it works, and then they didn't even make a joke about it.
Yeah, you should at least be cognizant of that.
It would have been fine if one of the guys was like, weren't you saying that you can't do that? And they're just like, shut up.
Yeah. I don't tell you things you can remember. So first of all...
That's one of the best lines.
First of all, I want to show you that this is not a good dude.
Wow.
Yeah, so she must have gotten a little lippy.
Well, especially because you want to keep your arm straight when you backhand. You don't... The bend... in the arm is probably why he's a good guy, right?
Yeah, he lost all of his force.
He's not as bad as he could have been as an early 2000s villain.
All right, let's do this. So, this is attempt 1, which should hopefully work for me. Nope. Okay.
So then that goes through his legs?
I think so. So then we'll go with attempt 2. So they all know something's wrong, but they don't know what's wrong. So they just gotta wait until they reset. Okay, no, we're good. Yeah, we're back in the water. It's all hot. Yeah, it's fine. And what's great is this is supposed to blow out the floor, but it actually blows him onto the edge. He doesn't even fall.
Oh no, that one lady was slowly. Whee!
Oh yeah, she went.
Number 2.
Whee! So then you gotta run and pretend that you're concerned about the explosion. Like, oh my god, guys, did you see? I love the civilians pointing. They're like, a bomb went off. Did you hear the bomb?
Excuse me, just Santa. Santa, excuse me, just
Santa moving along. Can't
Santa.
even see my barcode.
Just Santa.
Just good old-fashioned Santa.
I love this guy sitting by the water elevator.
Yes, whatever they call that.
The water descender, because I suppose it doesn't elevate the water.
Yeah. Now what is going on here? Oh, there he is. Santa is allowed to be up here? Oh man, I always thought he was gonna capture me.
Are you scratching your face or talking to somebody?
He's scratching his head. See, all I have to do is move out of this sight range. I love that this is what they call full AI. I'm like, couldn't you have called this like normal AI?
Dude, look at the blood moving. It's like a GIF.
And why does it stop? It doesn't even stop at the edge of the panel. That's just weird.
But did you see how it was moving?
A little bit. Yeah.
It was like a warp effect.
It was like those things that move only in the corner of your eye.
Back there is where you'll find the assassin.
What?
Yeah. She's in these halls somewhere. And then she'll actually invite you to a room, and then you have to like basically execute her before she gets to her. Yeah, that room right there on the left. Yep, that's her right there.
Whoa.
But she'll kill you if you don't kill her fast enough.
Huh, so I wonder if she's got a stiletto on her.
Yes.
No, just a pistol. Because
she stabs you with the stiletto. So.
No, so you're thinking of a different mission. So that bitch clearly was... Wait, there's a guy in... What the fuck?
Oh yeah, she killed this guy.
Oh, she's already drugged someone. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, then she deserved that. Thanks, brother.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we're the good hitman.
Yeah.
So what you're thinking about is the angel in the heaven and hell level. Oh, she will take you back to the office and then stiletto the shit out of you. She has 5 stilettos.
No. This one will still kill you for sure.
They both will. She just doesn't have a knife. This one, I don't think.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Because the other angel is kind of funny because as soon as the door closes, she goes like full ninja. Like she moves so much faster than other characters. Yeah.
And just stabs you to death.
Yeah. I also found out that this dude's dog can open doors. What
oh
the hell
Lord
just happened? That you saw that, right?
Yeah.
I was not alone in that.
I think these NPCs have some sort of grace, like invincibility thing.
Maybe. But I've noticed, so if you cut the dog off from the owner, it will actually open the door to come in. Yeah! See that? It's trying to warn somebody.
Wow.
Little bastard.
Game development is essentially just problem solving, right?
Oh, 100%.
You come up to an issue where for some reason the door just doesn't open like it normally does, and so you say, fuck it. Door doesn't open.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Let's just make the dog open the door. It's fine.
Like the other option is completely redo the door system.
Yeah, well, you get into those decisions.
One of the game developers from, I think it's Naughty Dog, tweeted, fuck doors. Because in The Last of Us, the characters actually grab the door handle and close it or open it based on how fast you're moving through it. It's a very complicated thing that they've done, and it took a long time to do it because it would break immersion otherwise, I guess.
Well, and that's where it gets tough, because making a door that just opens and closes, that's easy. making a door that opens and closes properly and gets stuck on things it should and goes past things that it should not get stuck on.
Yep.
That's a challenge.
Splinter Cell Chaos Theory, you can do the open door manual option and open it and then close and open it and close if you want, just to peek through it.
That.
Or you can bash them open, and if someone's on the other side, they get just totally decked.
Bash door was pretty wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I definitely enjoyed that. And I like I don't even know if I want to call it the ability to half open it, the ability to peek with, like, because that actually makes sense. You could peek under the door. I know they have that, your little snake thing under the door. That's cool. But to be able to actually just like crack the door open and poke your head out, is pretty sweet. And then you could cheese it, obviously, and like go in and out, freak out enemies.
I love how the image of this guy just makes him look so doofy.
It does. Well, I think it's supposed to be foreshadowing to the fact that he licks the cake. So if you poison the cake, he'll lick it and then die.
Right.
But yeah, he just looks like such a goof, even though he's a criminal mastermind.
And how can you tell they're Gator Gang again?
They're all dressed in this particular... Actually, you know what? There's really no, like, set thing. Hey, you like that?
I like that.
There's no set thing that identifies them, but they're basically the only people that look like dude bros. And basically they've just identified the sailors, and they're the ones with guns that aren't sailors, so you should kind of figure it out.
Okay, so just not the sailors.
Correct, just not the sailors. I'm gonna wait for this guy to smoke and get going and turn.
Ooh.
Oh, it's not hugely accurate, but
no,
I'm not too worried about it.
But it feels like it was like right out of Rainbow Six Vegas.
I know. I love the SMG, and I never had an appreciation before because we used to just play this game for like, oh, let's get perfect Hitman status.
Yeah.
Or I would come back with an M4 and just kill everybody, and there was no room for an SMG. But here, it's so perfect because it's quiet. You can hide it in your fucking tank top. Like, I've got an SMG on me. There's no way you could tell.
The harsh lighting on your muscles is ridiculous.
Oh, it's horrible.
Oh, it's like veiny and gross. I love how the frame rate drops when you scope in. What?
This is not good. This is that kind of pissed me off. That was actually less accurate with the ACOG scope. My goodness.
That was so funny. I see now too the problem solving we were talking about. Man, I just said that so Canadian style. Talking about. Oh, we're in a boat.
On a boat, man.
When you scoped in and then moved the camera over, and then came out of the scope, you were looking really far right from where you were originally looking, because the game's got probably 2 layers, or the same layer of sensitivity. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah, but...
So, like, there's 2 different settings for sensitivity, but one affects the other one greater. Yeah. Which is why you were, like, basically looking to your right and up to your right when you came out of that scope.
Oh, I see what you're saying, yeah. So it's kind of like when you look at a Google map and you start zooming in, you're actually looking at different maps.
Yes.
Oh my god, he had no idea.
Wow, that's an interesting thing. I never even considered that. That is how professional VFX people do that. Like Weta Digital did a lot of Avengers stuff. So they had, I think, 3 different layers of levels of difficulty, or LOD. And so they've got the super close-ups of Thanos, they've got the medium shots of Thanos, and then they've got the far ones. And there's a different level of detail on each one, because it doesn't make sense to like get his pores running on a far shot, right?
Right. Well, yeah, in map design they call it pyramiding. Because as you go down layers, it has to become more detailed. And you're right. If you tried
bigger on, yeah. Okay.
Imagine showing a satellite image of the world with every single detail of everyone's house.
Right.
No one could process that image. It's just impossible.
Yeah.
And I think you're right that that's probably what's happening. And I've actually found this game has a really bad track record with scopes. it doesn't feel good,
Mm-hmm.
just in general, which is a problem in and of itself. But I also find you don't always hit where the scope tells you you're gonna hit.
Based on what I just saw and what we discussed about how the sensitivity layers are affected, I almost wonder if it's a last minute thing and it's actually a zoomed in shot of your 3-dimensional character. Like, I wonder if the camera is just in front of you, because the frame rate drops when you go into the scope, so it's definitely not something they wanted to feel that way.
No, it wasn't intentional.
Do we want to separate this and then the last 4 episodes or 4 levels of the last episode?
Yeah, I think we can do Actually, you know what? We'll do one more. We'll do one more now, and then we'll come back for the last 3.
Okay.
Yeah, because Amendment 15 or 25.
Yeah.
Do you know what Amendment 25 is?
Yeah.
Of the U.S. Constitution?
No.
It is.
Thou shalt
Thou shalt
resurrect themselves with 2 silver ballers. Like.
So the Amendment 25 is the amendment that allows a sitting president to be removed.
Oh.
So that's why that mission is named Amendment 25, which I thought was actually pretty slick.
That was like, wait, wow.
Pappy.
This is the portion of the game that I rarely do. I don't even recognize those names. I never get this far.
Right, because you're focusing like on those early missions.
There's
right?
a thing in this. There's a secret that maybe I shouldn't even fuck with you because you've got a plan.
Where's the secret?
So it's over by the house. I was distracted by the gunfire.
I know.
But they're supposed to be shooting.
Freaks me out, but they're shooting gators.
No way.
Yeah, so this drunk guy doesn't see shit. He has no idea that you're here.
I ain't seen shit. That
Where
is to say,
are
I ain't
you?
seen and did shit.
Come on, buddy. My favorite is if you get them, right in the doorway like that, they can't close the door.
Is that it though?
No, that was one of the
this
2
is the
guys.
second
Yeah.
guy.
I love my you can watch right now my notoriety going up and down.
Yep.
Because they're like freaking out because they know where the body is, but they've got nothing to go on. And yeah, this guy doesn't notice at all. He pulled out a pistol. Nothing.
Very strange how there's just a giant burned building.
Yeah. With a nice deck. Like the deck is still.
It's a solid deck.
You know what? I don't even think it's burned. It's
I know a couple guys who would do a pretty good job. Go over to the left.
Just in case you screw up my timing.
Probably good for you to save it, actually, yeah. On the ground over there should be like a coin or something that you can shoot.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Shoot the coin?
Shoot the coin. Wow.
Yeah, that was not good.
And then look to your right. A bunch of naked men
What the fuck?
come at you with guns.
Where did they come from?
Look how many of them have no clothes, though. It's so bizarre.
That is so weird. Is there more, or is it?
No, it
just
just
those
it
three
just makes
guys.
everybody shoot you, and some of them have no clothes on.
Wow. All right. Well, I appreciate that.
A long time ago, I was going to do a Mitch show about blood money, and so I was looking into all these secrets, like in what's the opera one called?
Curtains Down.
Curtains Down. There's a backroom poker game being played by rats in like one of the hallways.
Maybe I do remember
And
that.
you can just kind of like, you have to go first person and like crouch down to it, but you can see that there's like there used to be rats playing a poker game.
Jeez, that's pretty cool.
I love secrets. It's just
Like little Easter eggs and stuff.
it's in everything. It's in animation. It's in movies. It's like the guy who directed Annabelle and Lights Out made Shazam. Have you seen Shazam?
Not that I can think of.
It's a really good movie. It's about a kid who becomes a superhero, and the actor who plays the superhero is the guy from Chuck.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so he made horror movies, and then he made this like family-friendly superhero movie, and he's hidden the Annabelle character in at least one of the shots, you know, just as a joke, as like a reference to where he came from.
Stupid. God, man, this is brutal. So he hid the character of one of his other movies,
like the Annabelle doll from one of his horror movies. He put in like a shop on. It's not really that easy to see. I noticed it because I was looking for it, because he's got a YouTube channel where he talks about all the stuff that he does in his movies and all the problem solving stuff that has to be done about sometimes the simplest thing.
Right.
Like one of the themes in the show is the bad monsters are the embodiment of the 7 deadly sins. And then there's also, I think, 7 kids, which is like some sort of, I'm sure there's some sort of theming connection there.
Right.
But there's this scene where all the monsters and all the kids are being chased by the monsters, but they all split up. And so in order to shoot this shot where all of the 14 characters split in every direction was one of the most complicated portions of directing the movie, even though it's doesn't really seem like a big deal when you're watching it. But he said like figuring out how to like keep track of where all these 14 characters are was crazy.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Well, 14, Jesus Christ, it's not a small task.
Yep.
All right.
What?
No, I was just gonna say, this priest is supposed to be moving quicker. It's just being a pain in my ass.
The hat
now.
does not sit well on his head.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't fit proper. And you can still see my barcode. I should always take over somebody with a fancy, elaborate headdress so they don't have to see my barcode. Just looking at my dead eyes.
Whoa, the light's not working right there.
No.
The one thing that's always bothered me about the Hitman games is that running doesn't really set people off the way it should.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe some of the higher level difficulties, they might be tipped off by this.
Maybe in this game, but in the hardest levels of the later series, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah. Well, and here's one thing that I find kind of annoying is like, okay, so you got this priest standing here talking to fucking nobody, and he's the only character who contains the key you need to get out of here.
Really?
Yeah, you need his boat key. And so I find, like, I think he might actually be glitched right now, because this doesn't make any sense. Right? He's like, where is my talking partner? He looks like Joe Biden with mutton chops.
Hello.
He's just confused.
Do you know that meme?
Nah, not that I know of. The hello one?
I don't always understand the context of things, but there's this long camera movement that pans into him standing next to these big, like, columns. You know, the columns that from a parliament.
Well, that's outside. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oops.
Anyway, the shot takes forever to like come in to Biden, and then he's just like, hello. And I'm sure he says something after, but people have just cut it together, so it's like all of this time for hello.
Oh, man.
And then of course the meme devolves into anything that you want to put there.
Oh, I can imagine. That's the best.
Like
is
it zooms all the way in.
A
and then
blank canvas is the internet's best friend.
The best one is it takes all the time to zoom all the way in, and then it's just the Taco Bell sound.
Or even the Law and Order SVU sound.
Oh,
I feel
yes.
like that would have been a good one.
Doo-doo.
All right, there we go. Next time we will see if we can finish this baby out.